EAS Local Watch Warning Statement Advisory Number 23 National Weather Service Columbia SCL 092020 536 p.m. EDT Sunday, August 2, 2020. Tropical storm warning remains in effect. Locations affected: Manning. Wind latest local forecast, below tropical storm force wind peak wind forecast. 20-30 mph with gusts to 40 miles per hour. Threat to life and property that includes typical forecast uncertainty in track, size and intensity, potential for wind 39 to 57 miles per hour. The wind threat has remained nearly steady from the previous assessment plan. Plan for hazardous wind of equivalent tropical storm force. Prepare. Efforts to protect property should now be underway. Prepare for limited wind damage ACT. Act now to complete preparations before the wind becomes hazardous. Potential impacts: limited damage to porches, awnings, carports, sheds, and unanchored mobile homes. Unsecured lightweight objects blown about, many large tree limbs broken off. A few trees snapped or uprooted, but with greater numbers in places where trees are shallow-rooted. Some fences and roadway signs blown over, a few roads impassable from debris, particularly within urban or heavily wooded places. Hazardous driving conditions on bridges and other elevated roadways, scattered power and communications outages. Flooding rain latest local forecast, flash flood watches in effect, peak rainfall amounts, additional 2-4 inches, with locally higher amounts. Threat to life and property that includes typical forecast uncertainty in track, size and intensity, potential for moderate flooding rain. The flooding rain threat has remained nearly steady from the previous assessment plan. Emergency plans should include the potential for moderate flooding from heavy rain. Evacuations and rescues are possible. Prepare. Consider protective actions if you are in an area vulnerable to flooding ACT. Heed any flood watches and warnings. Failure to take action may result in serious injury or loss of life. Potential impacts: significant moderate rainfall flooding may prompt several evacuations and rescues. Rivers and tributaries may quickly become swollen with swifter currents and overspill their banks in a few places, especially in usually vulnerable spots. Small streams, creeks, canals, arroyos, and ditches overflow. Floodwaters can enter some structures or weaken foundations. Several places may experience expanded areas of rapid inundation at underpasses, low-lying spots, and poor drainage areas. Some streets and parking lots take on moving water as storm drains and retention ponds overflow. Driving conditions become hazardous. Some road and bridge closures. Tornado latest local forecast, situation is somewhat favorable for tornadoes. Threat to life and property that includes typical forecast uncertainty in track, size and intensity, potential for a few tornadoes. The tornado threat has increased from the previous assessment plan. Emergency plans should include the potential for a few tornadoes. Prepare. If your shelter is particularly vulnerable to tornadoes, prepare to relocate to safe shelter before hazardous weather arrives. ACT. If a tornado warning is issued, be ready to shelter quickly. Potential impacts: limited. The occurrence of isolated tornadoes can hinder the execution of emergency plans during tropical events. A few places may experience tornado damage, along with power and communications disruptions. Locations could realize roofs peeled off buildings, chimneys toppled, mobile homes pushed off foundations or overturned, large tree tops and branches snapped off, shallow-rooted trees knocked over, moving vehicles blown off roads, and small boats pulled from moorings. For more information, https://weather.gov/key http://ready.gov/hurricanes